So I also follow facts now. In 2017, they show the reason why in here that 1 cedi way, you know, say petrol turn saying, and 5 months ago now turn saying, and the petrol now what turn. I had even 1 cedi account. Is it more than time and Ekufuado Bawumia more power na? Say more than that there, then I buy a boo. Maybe say we a simple question. Team, let's get into the wagon. Maybe say we a simple question. More a year swami. More Techiman, more Accra, more a year PZ. The question is simple. The question is dollar no ehine edu. The question is petrol no boy is saying how much is petrol or diesel? Petrol no boy is saying this year and there. The question is time ana a year NDC ba power no na petrol ni ton is saying. And right now, how much are you buying the petrol? Say if you are buying petrol today more than how you were more than how much you were buying it. And I say more than how you were buying it 3-5 months ago. And in that you have a cause to complain. So now auto petrol 16 cedis a liter. Now send the auto petrol 12 cedis a liter. Why do you have to complain when you are told to add 1 cedi to buy petrol? The only way a bit mama will be complaining say we boom and our dad and say Sibiana me top petrol no endra no and the petrol no may turn more than that. At the same fee. Now if you run every month be a ojimo 1,000 Ghana. Ojimo 1,000 Ghana na Masaya den e make sure say bibi ekoso ofio. Now if you run a barber catch am so muni bibi. Say abusumi bia menje 1,000 Ghana. Busumi bia mejimo 500 Ghana. Na mejimo 500 Ghana na e was say bathroom no and the upkeep of the house no meji 20 Ghana account. And not 200 Ghana account. Now be 700 Ghana. Now at this point no obeka say if you run no we boo and answer ombu. Because obe rent die no okache also obeje 1,000 and 1,000 na obetia. Na 1,000 na efa utia 1,000 na a rent. Utia 1,000 na a dien for cleaning the bathroom. Utia 1,000 na for cleaning the toilet. Sign your money nyina shim. The maintenance of the house ni 1,000 a month. And if you run from catch so bibi. Right now, no every month be our teso. Oba bejemo 500. Now, ojemo 500. Right now, no sa bathroom and sign your mano. You are supposed to pay 200 for that. Now the question will be: say, if you run with boo and I say oh boo, are you still paying the 1,000? Are you still going to complain? Are you going to tell the Fiora and say we boo and now you are going to tell the Fiora and say deal no the amount no a dealer we need you? A simple question, and it's got to do with this matter of a new levy a NDC buying a 1 cedi. Sa 1 cedi no. Yeah, they buy 2 petrol bosso. So the question is simple. Petrol board now turn the same 5 months ago. And then the petrol no turn the same. So I buy the 1 cedi account one. The question here is it more than the now turn nana? A simple question. Because more than the now turn there. They're not ebia and they're not a buy no boo. And they're not a buy no a bona or share no a buy no a dadao. If you run out 1,000, I feel also at 1,000 is about 500. Now upkeep of the house, you know. 200 they also want utia into the end of the month no utia 700, meaning you are saving 300 Ghana cedis. Obeka say if you run a boo and also Obeka say deal now the amount no, a good deal, and that is what we are looking at today. You see at the 1 cedi aka a petrol bo. Now 1 cedi aka petrol bo no, and the auto petrol now is saying, is it going to be more than before you were complaining? Into Mahmoud Bawumia and the clowns no, they are talking now. Yanko back na yenhwe asem na nkasam na yema Ghana fo hu enkwasiade a MPP ya nyansa ye fe ne nyansa de chichire because they could not do what the NDC they are doing now no. They are trying to confuse everybody. Anytime say Ghana for aha no kra ne ka ye dwudwam mo obi ate ne ho ase hwade. You see this ESLA. Now ESLA eye efutuo bi a John Mahama ne NDC omo ye den omo 2 year omo de to ho anaso omo bie ye 2015 na saa foto na nedwuma gira nyina ne se saa foto no sika ye de begum no what it would do majority of it saa sika ne bebo yenkania ho ban ye energy sector no eno na ye de bebo ho bra nti na eye foto a NDC aban 2015 omo bie ya omo di sika gumu. Now in 2015 the NDC as a means of dealing with Ghana's escalating power generation debt came up with ESLA. Now the idea behind this levy was to use it to exclusively offset the energy sector debt. In the ESLA na NDC be in 2015 no na eye efotwa edawa ye di sika gum na sa sika no de ne ye ne se eka beda eye ye energy ana ye nkanea mu na ye ko eka na ye yi sa sika ne bi ne ye de akon. Inti idea ni ema John Mahama de ESLA ba ni nyina ne se sa foto no sika ne ye di gum sika ne nya no petrol mu ni ade ne ye di gum a na se ye nkanea sam ye konya problem na eka beda wa ne ye yi sa sika ne bi ne ye de ayeden ye de akon saka no. Inti that was the intention na etare kire ema NDC for John Mahama mo ebie ESLA sa foto no. Now the ESLA as of 2017 when the NDC left office for the NPP to take over was over 3 billion. In 2017, NDC free power, 2016, January 7th. Sika eko gumu na egum no. 2017, na sika dem over 3 billion cedis. So technically, the NPP government came to meet 3 billion na eda energy efutuum. Na sika edawa enisi edi ensaka. Say ye nyina mu nkania ho nsem ye energy ho nsem say ye sigi boka say ye nkania ye pese ye plant foforo a na yakoyi saa sika ni bi na ye dey solve saa problem no. Into the job of ESLA was to take care of these issues. Iti John Mahama free power no sika or handy over the ma MPP a na eda saa fotuo no na ye 3 billion Ghana cedis. Now the NPP, instead of using the funds for its intended purpose, instead depleted the accounts, collateralizing the fund for further loans and using the remaining amounts on things that are not related to energy. MPP ba power mbe sa 3 billion se na edawa John Mahama ne NDC abanja towo sankenne eka bedawa ye pesika e de ako energy kano ye bewa ko ibi no de omo ye ne se omo baaye no saa sika no enom de omo nsa bomu omo de omo nsa bomu no afa nyoma ye mfa saa sika ne ye no eno na omo de saa sika ne ye na de na yakran se omo betu sika no omo de sika no kosi awawa enti omo de ESLA fund no omo de kosi awawa enti sika bia na ebemu no na emba Ghana for ho na omo de saa sika na edemu no ene sika bia eba fund ni mu bia no na omo de si awawa enti 100 million toma na ekọ say 50 million toma na ekọ instead say saa foto no ko beje sika na gum na nka ada ho ne yede ako eye den eye eka ebeba energy sector no omo de si awawa enti sika bedempe na yede akoche ya sika bedempe no moyi omo so omo de akotu aka enti what they were doing is they were using the money to do their own things and na omo de omo nsa boss sika nim. These are facts. Now I'm sure there. So I also follow facts now. In 2017, make sure the reason why in here, sir, one city way, every Ghanaian should support this government for it to last. And then a bit me ask Ghana, your energy sector. And anytime I start me busa will say, and the men woka say, petrol turn the same. And 5 months ago now turn the same. And the petrol now what no I had even one city account no is it more than time and Ekufuo Bawumia more power na say more than that there then abine a boo. But the question here is sa sika yade abeka and the petrol hu 12 me busa will say sa sika no edos chain time and Ekufuo ne Bawumia to so ana ma menkyerɛ the NPP for ka kyerɛ time and omo power me dwudwam and into one city way. It is something we are all supposed to embrace. Aban way BB, we are make sure the reason why here we all need to support this initiative by the NDC government. I'm introduce one city. Say yemfanka eye petrol bi ebeto ho no. Now this is what they are going to do with it. Oma me ati ase say one city eye de ka petrol ho no. It is to fight eye DUMSOR. It is to fight eye car ada energy sector so from 20 years ago. Aban bi antumi nkoye. Now we read the annual report on the management of the energy sector levies and accounts. Where you can Ofori-Atta the reading report 2017. Ediana can Ofori-Atta kaye, ma men kinkan chiro, sene be akwasie bi, eti bebi a on kinkan a, obeti ase se Ghana no enyansafo na echichire, na enya nkemu eni jimi eni echichire Ghana. Now, who read the document now submitted to Parliament by Ken Ofori-Atta, Finance Minister or Minister of Finance. Date na show no for the year 2017. For the year 2017. 2017, again na Ken Ofori-Atta call Parliament kwa kachire fa ESLA no ho. Obetu sa sika no. Did he confirm sana sika no? Sika da ho. Mumianko kain. Now read the document now. This is what it says. Let me enlarge this. Senebeya. You can read this document with me. So I read the document now. The executive summary, it says this. This report is prepared in line with Section 6 of the Energy Sector Levies Act 2015, Act 899, as amended Act 946, which requires that the Minister for Finance submits an annual report to Parliament on the management of the levies and accounts established under the Act. Into executive summary now, Emrasha Ken Ofori-Atta say, Obeba Parliament, now Obe kan achreye footwo no sika edem, ene de ye di sika no ewo se ye de ye. In 2017, no, Emrasha Ken Ofori-Atta, sa embrana, ye friend Levies Act 2015, no, Act 899, Oma Mendi, no, no, Act 946, no, Sam Brand share the finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta say, Ombra Parliament, na ESLA sikano beto yeno, Sa sikano, Ombe chirechirem, de dem, and de dahoma Ghana, ye energy, ana ye sikasem, fa ye nyum kanya sem. Now read the performance of the levies in 2016 and 2017. Performance of the levies in 2016 and 2017. May read the mum. I say, where can Ofori-Atta ankasa no asem, where NPP time, this is what they said. This is what Ken Ofori-Atta said to you Ghanaians. In 2016 and 2017, a total amount of 5.5 million was lodged into the ESLA account out of a total collection of 6.4 million. Now, of the total lodgement, an amount of 4.8 million was utilized. Now, sika 6.4 million, omu use 4 million. Now, the amount is made up of 2 million, 2 million, let's round it up, 2 million spent on road maintenance. Omu beto ESLA sika na ekadawa I was here the solve DUMSOR almost some buy them use can 2 million. Then they almost some koye kwine. The maintain roads. Remember that time we were supposed to build new plants. We were supposed to make sure say the first thing they did over 5 million. What they did was they said say 2 million they are maintaining roads, road maintenance, and over 2 million. Now they move forward and they said this. I say the National Electrification Program and the provision of public lighting and almost some of the road maintenance and the National Electrification Program and the provision of the public lighting. Now we are also saying 2.8 million. They spent towards the clearance of liabilities of energy sector state-owned enterprises. Omuye na omuso mu yimu 2.8 million. And omudi chia aban jumaku a omode de ECG ka, omode de ka energy light ka, omudi ko light bills. It is the kind of mobile na a footwa a dawa a wasenka. Yen kanya some ye pesi expande ye pesi stop DUMSOR no instead say omo be check omo priorities because your scale of preference ye de here ansa na ye de fata into omo ba no so road maintenance here and omo call ye de asladim sika na da ho na o se de yen kanya no ho ban no and omo yi ye o se 2 million ye require maintenance omo fan ko ye kwan o omo so de require maintenance Omu almost say 2.8 million. Omu the idea. So state agencies bid the car light bill into omu the akutia. This is money that they came to meet as a political party. This is money omu beto ya NDC jama omu. And the MPP for said and intina omu ye deda, you don't have to listen to them. Omu bodam. Now uko wenima say the reduction in the stock of outstanding liabilities of the SOEs includes payments to VRA creditors, bank or trade creditors in the amount of 1.7 million and payment to TOS editors banks. So almost say yi sikano eko treat your light bills toward ye omutia eyedien omutia bima omukotia bima VRA state enterprise just say just say sikano mo beto ye no de do to light bills no mo de car. In addition to these payments, a total amount of 279 million was transferred into the escrow accounts of ESLA PLC in November and December 2017 toward debt servicing. Me read the act from the beginning. Where Ofori-Atta Ojina Parliament catcher say, Omuyi eye ESLA sikana awasi the boy and kanya ho ban ya de tia eka ECG de ka si etipase ton frango. Near the generating more power. Also, omu yi sa sika no eye den. Omu yi sa sika no 297 million. Omu de ye den. Omu kutia ka. Eka ben. Eka bi e dawa. We could have used other means to pay. No, they had to enter ESLA. Sika na ye de ato ama ye nchiri ma se ye de be ko inkrem kania sa DUMSOR levy no. MPP buy no mo study so omu di tua ka. Now you see where the problem is coming from. Senka MPP build on ESLA sika mo beto yankendenke about 70 billion edaho. Do you know that? But they didn't do that. What they did was that they entered ESLA. Sika na eye MPP NDC jato hono. Omu di sika ni nyina. Point 6. Beside these payments, government also supported the pay down of SOE's liabilities from budgetary resources other than the ESLA. And they used the money on things that were not. That ESLA did not allow us, or the act did not allow us to use the money on. And you could see, say, the priority, ESLA's priority was changed. NPP changed the priority of ESLA. They decided to create a new priority for ESLA. Because the reason why our NDC for ABSA for Tuono was geared towards protecting and maintaining and paying debt of our energy sector. And bigger things to sustain our energy. Yen kanya honsem no. And it's not John Mahama ni NDC for a day. Be ESLA no. But MPP by no, they changed the focus because they wanted a way to steal that money. Now I'm sure there. Look at this. Well, I'm reading this part of Soncho. I'm in performance of the levies in 2017. This is Ofori-Atta's statement in 2017. I'm about to ESLA no. ESLA no. Sikana oma seno no. O can we now parliament yenti and then kwasiafo we catch say. Yeah, the one city abeka Petrol unto omu TV da omu ko demonstration. Peace that for mun tie me na me nkyerɛkyerɛ mu kyerɛ wo. NDC aban adwene da omu tirim no. En tibi on person mo boa man no. They are intelligent. We need to support them. Me who GPRT for mu Jimmy on one so here. And the auto Petrol saying 5 months ago now auto Petrol saying you may put to shut up. Time your two Petrol, your tea Petrol. So how long did it take you people to reduce your prices? Munya dina munya foolish politics, no? Now let me read this to you. MPP better now position 42 years. When you read this document, performance of the levies in 2017, can Ofori-Atta no aside American no? For the years under review, or for the year under review, sorry, a total amount of 2.8 million was lodged into the ESLA account out of a total collection of 3.15 million. The disbursement and utilization amounted to 2.4 million. A breakdown is as follows. 181.7 million in debt recovery for TOR. Almost TOR 181 million. So I'm going to and almost say 47 million in downstream foreign exchange under recoveries. And also something they took care of. 91.9 million for the payment of power utility debts. A car, energy When you go for it, it says 21.7 million for premix and RFO subsidy. Almost say premix ye kradebano almost the kutia ekanibia na edaho. When you go to point 8, in addition to these disbursements, 905 million and 23.7 million were transferred to the road fund and energy fund to support road maintenance and the activities of the Energy Commission respectively. Into omuyi a year 905 million and 23.7 million to the road fund. And now almost be called a year Energy Commission. Into between road funds and the Energy Commission, they spent a year 905 million and also 23.7 million. So you could see, say, ESLA sika number 2, a lot of it went into road maintenance. It's not road construction, it went into road maintenance. Because when you take ESLA money, that's how you could take care of minerals, energy commissions issue. I don't have a problem. So how you could tia a car power utility debt ECG car I don't care. But so that amount of money, a lot of that money into road maintenance. Then I ask you, say, sir, amount of money, no road maintenance, no road design who maintain, because the priority of this fund, Sasika we are NDC Jatu na to pay debts of our energy sector. It wasn't, the priority wasn't road maintenance. Sanka a road construction because why you're crying. Now they are also acquire potholes, or they are maintain quine. How do we assess that? Over point 9. The utilization of the levies has contributed to the provision of a more stable power supply for Ghanaians, increase access to electricity under the National Electrification Program, and ensure a stable supply of premix and residual fuel oil to fishing communities and industries across the country. Inti utie sibia omuzu ESLA na. Majority of the money went to things that were not a priority to ESLA. Because the reason why ESLA, it wasn't about road maintenance. It wasn't about potholes, patching of potholes. The reason why John Mahama, over free power, or ESLA, oja over 5 to 6 million gumno, it was for us as Ghanaians to be able to have money there, money sitting to pay for energy debt. A kabe dawo sibia and the MPP ja katuona na yedi tia sakano. So now you see, these are the things we've been talking about. The MPP are quick to make noise because I'm going to say Ghana for Jimmy. Now, let me explain something to you. The question here is, where Ghana now Oshemi? Ekufuor free power, not a liter of fuel, 16 Ghana cedis. In 5 months, John Mahama moved about 12. That's fine. Now the question here is, you're the one city out to Petrol, so send a car at Dahon because Abane Dinkan State Yachro, Abane say, Sa one city order to Petrol so is to fight the DUMSOR. Then a DUMSOR ba a car NPP Jato ho ya DECG car billions. Now the question to the MPP then say, Abana or Tesuna one MPP di omoko share IMF program wa yenyan free muno. Abina etosana right now it is trying to create revenue to pay off a car NPP jao hono. The question to the MPP then say, how do you expect the government to raise this money? Because a kana da hono say yanko a kana be mene ye kanya ni be dum kojoto. It is say Abina say we tomati petrol so from 16 at about 12. Now so or the one city at to Petrol, which is less than how much we're paying before. The question is, Abino, so why no way, na say, why ma Ghana for and contribute a city to a year the petrol, yeto, to fight a year a car, a diasu sisia, ama sebio, ye munkania, ensure engine aswa. Bibusa MP before say, hina binding kofaska. Because you cannot use debt to pay debt. Now the reason why I'm saying is Wontumi for a car and car and I say and no na for years and a car at the ECG Wontumi. Now somebody will say the government should borrow domestic and I say abana embo besia ofie anase aban enkwa brochire nkobo besia. And that has been the argument of the NPP. Aden aban mbo besia emfa entua aden oje 1 cedi free Ghana ni bi obeto petrol ho. Remember, Ghana ni bi obeto petrol. Inta aden tina aban no enkobo besia. Now, let me break this down to you. The reason why the decision at MDC taking here the best decision in the history of Ghana no any. Se aban kwa bontini ko besia. Remember, se aban kwa bontini ko besia 10 billion cedis. In the space of 3 years, we will pay about 3 billion as interest on that loan. Se abaiji besia ofie in a space of about a year or two, sa besia ne beji di fie no, this same government will have to do what? Pay the interest of that besiano. Now, so odeka 10 billion. Now kwa bontri ko besia 10 billion. Now the befie ebetua ayedie 10 billion kano. Na sa besiana ko boy no ehun siwo no ebe 3 billion. You are still fighting debt. That means that problem you wanted to solve, you cannot solve it. It is for NPP even to suggest to say the government should go out and borrow. No, the NPP is not thinking intelligently. Now, what the government is doing now, and they say, the government does not want to incur more debt. Because one, we are even in an IMF program. It's right now, no, a car at that Ghana, so a car ye de. Aban went to me, sorry, and san koboka, and kobo besia, and found the Ghana in so, and my own interest for the next 10 years. So the government is saying, so we to me at the Petrol from 16 abedu 12. It is very important to say, yede 1 cedi beto so sene be ya sa 1 cedi no ye yi sa sika ni nyina e ka MPP jan wo ho no ye betumi dia kosa aka no without paying interest, meaning we will be fighting a Canada ho no and we will not be incurring debt. The most dangerous thing I hear over the years as a nation, and I say we have always used debt to fight debt, and majority of the people who sit on radio and TV and talk to us say omo economists no, most of them are not intelligent enough to know, say, Saudi a car etua car ultimate kani wieda. And at force in the NDC, John Mahama say, omu break that jinx, no. What they want to do is say, right now, your what space kakra, Petrol no aba form no. See, the 1 cedi to swa, sa sikani ye year, a canna down your betum yakun, abra, young kobobi sian fan beto or mine so, any or my young woman so. Into right now, no, John Mahama's government is avoiding borrowing to at the end of the day, burden the ordinary Ghanaian. Because the reason is, say John Mahama buy no kwa bontene, na so mo kobo besia, no mo betua e kana da hona. What is going to happen is say, sa besia ni interest no, ya the sa interest no be to Ghana for so. That means say in the year or two or in the next few weeks, we need to increase taxes. It is going to be tax increment because sa e kana da hono, sa interest no one intia. So what you will see is say, so on your way now, every single day, taxes will be going up. More taxes will be added. Now you'll be asking, are they not buying the taxes to us? So, all because we have failed to take responsibility. Inti John Mahama mo pese omu break that jinx no. Send ye beya abino and san kwa bontene because a canon kofo eja to wono. So kwa bontene kwa jebesia e the interest ba e the insiwo e the insiwo ba. Sa insiwo no sa utia e kana wofie na sa insiwo na beda na e ka da woso. For us to prevent this, for Ghana to move forward without having this problem, no, yan for 1 cedi and 2 petrol so because 1 cedi required 2 petrol so na sa 16 na ekufu ado egi no enru ho. Inti when the beka say abanye bu no e kire obi a why na adwene say on person obedi no kura say bi onim nyansa, because at the end of the day until you prove to me say John Mahama ebona o share Ghana for say oba obeti petrol so no wanye. John Mahama ebona o share Ghana for say oba obeti petrol so no sebio sa petrol no wante so wate so. Na se John Mahama wate so akodu point bi o hu ni say we will need $1 more, $1 more a city, 1 Ghana city to try and pay the debt MPP for we jato ho. So why na say NDC abanye bu no? Because the question here is sanka John Mahama anti petrol no so and anka etua 16 and John Mahama ka say this year, you better petrol. You the 1 cedi back to so. If you say car MPP jato hono, I will see a tia. Then I come back. Come back say John Mahama ya buy ya with 20 petrol so. Or saba ya was the 1 cedi abeka. Into say no MPP cry a chair NDC. If you say na NDC MPP abreso no near top petrol 16 a letter and they are turning 17. But as we speak today, MPP abreso no near top petrol no the 16 and they turn 12. It is under a mindset for one city to so. Na yemfa tua kano abra yanko bo besia obontina na sefie na emfa insiwumba ma yentua emma more taxes mbra. Why are you not understanding this simple thing? A chile nipa na o chechire mu chiro no wajimi. A politics na MPP for them oye. The MPP as a political party no omwe jimi. Omuni munyansa. You see, they have always played on the conscience of their followers because omumudu duono sa nipa dodo a omudi edien omudi MPP chino they don't read omon kinkan and anything they have a problem with me. They have a problem with this platform. They have a problem with the people who speak on my TV because omunim say any ba yebema Ghana for ehu no kore no in the same way Ghana ni na sa o ka say o man way e better na Afrikam e better na ke da ho and the aban say ye pese ye stop DUMSOR e ka e da ho from tetia yentumi nkuntina de bia DUMSOR ho e energy a yentumi enye den en sustain yentumi tua ye ka aban say de e be ne say ye de one city e beto e de Petrol so nde Petrol na ye ton nde no ye ton de say time MPP also into problem ni ho aban say sa one city no ene na obeyi e de tua ka na eyi afiri ho se na be ya me ne wo ye ho be henhan ye aban say onko abontene enkobo besia efi so okobo besia edinsi hu beba esa de ka ba beto ye so enti ekoje 10 million ye de betua ECG kana sa insi hu na account no de betua aban will be forced to bring more taxes John Mahama answer sa bono okache Ghana for say he is not going to impose some nuisance tax on Ghanaians, so he's going to be there prudent, he's going to be very tactical in the way he solves Ghana for debt. And then from the beginning of this show Mekacha will say and at the beginning of this editorial me say sa wuti fie na ufie ura oje 1,000 Ghana a month say eno na wutua as rent na sa ufie ura ne Flöw na okacha will say akwesi to see amenje 1,000 Ghana biom sa 1,000 Ghana na wutia na yetumi clean o toilet yetumi prepare fie ho yetumi de maintain fie no sa 1,000 Ghana na menji biom to see ame fie ura me pese me 500 Ghana na mom also wutia 200 Ghana ye de be sa maintenance no obeka se fie ura na bu anase fie ura no anyway din ye. This is how we have to reason, and this is how the conversation is a simple and basic. Yentumi man kwasiafo bi tina TV so brofo tantan bi omokosia adada bi omudada nipa bi a because omo free power nti omo pe Ghana ye. The NPP are not intelligent. Sankomo nyansa we are and komo apply nyansa we when they were in power. Sanka NPP for no nyansa and Katama no more power no, they could have applied this common sense. They could not apply it. That is why today they are opposing it. Into Tiomo Kasema, I say Jimmy for listen to the NPP. Tiomo.
We call on the government to immediately withdraw or reduce this predatory levy and instead focus on genuine reforms to improve the efficiency and transparency of the energy sector. I urge all Ghanaians to join us in opposing this unjust and economically devastating tax Attah and his government has forced on us. Now, the minority in the coming days, in solidarity with the Ghanaian people, will be staging a number of actions to demand the withdrawal or the reversal of this tax. We consider it draconian, we consider it as insensitive, and we consider it as an action that depicts of a government that is out of touch with the people of this country, having barely been in office for 6 months. This is a disgrace. So we, as part of the series of actions, we are going to engage the Ghanaian people, and then we are going to engage transport owners in the open, and then from there, it will result in, because their actions, we are fighting on their behalf. We don't have power of our own. We represent our people. So our MPs will go to their constituencies and have a discussion with them that this is the taxes that they are going to pay. Taxes that has been introduced by the government of the day. And then we'll pick their input. Based on their input, that would inform our action. I can tell you on authority that demonstration is just
This is the silliness of the NPP. These were the same people who sat in parliament and say, Mupeu, Yempeu, Yabepasi E-levy. And then the people's problem are their problem. We say, Omuhu MPP for followers with Jimmy. These were the same people. We fought in parliament to stop them from passing E-levy. Mumusa MPP for say, E-levy no more pass here, no. How much did we generate and what did the E-levy sa proceeds no, what did it do for us? Ever seen the MPP Nibian to me control E-levy Zikaromuji WD Ghana. Omka say be create 11 million jobs. Mumusa MPP say E-levy na almost say be create 11 million jobs sir. Omujina so didi atem e pass no. Why na E-levy fa de djuma wo Ghana? Sankwasiafo we ende almost omukọ ye ma amenem ho aka chem say ye the one city to Petrol. So the question is omujiji E-levy omudi atem be see ende no. Na omudwin so omudwin Ghana for ho. Where these are the same fools who are fighting us, telling us say Jimmy na 11 year po they will pass it. And omo ko our catch Ghana for say oh Petrol no na year free so na 17 and about 11 and then the John Mahama the one city atos into about 12 into mamon penny. O you say ma me no mu yankwasiafo. Mama mundi nkan kanche ya ma me no say mojiji 11 sika de modi ye. Say MPP for some kwa bontene ene ye ma me nom ene adwadifo akokasa muduru amonkan say ye begigi E-levy. Sikari ajiji ye no ye ka say be create adwuma 11 million ye create ye ansa na maka we hu asem kwasiafo. What you say kind of Jimmy? First of all, go and tell the people what you did with the E-levy money. Because you can be say and pay E-levy no. Mon kwasiafo ka kire say, "Ma buying also you are going to pass and you were going to pass and you passed it." Into mo kona se mo koya mo kasa se one city na. Mundi nkan mamefo na mutie me no. Ghana for na munim nyansa na mutie me no. MPP for no ba mo ka say MPP for before e be di san komande be se abusa mo. E-levy sika na mojiji ye na mo ka say mo be bie adwuma 11 million no. Mojiji ye say na mojiji ye adwuma sen na mo bie ye. Because Mahama say one city way or the bekudum so far Afenyo ojeje ye nim so do atuma ko Wontumi nti ye twan Mahama onjeje no fa nkum dum so no ye pese ebusa mo E-levy na mojiji ye no mo ka say no be create 11 million jobs mo ko Ghana ha nyina aka kire force ye de kon hye mu 11 million jobs no motumi create ye ansa na mo ko kwasiafo omujin so obi agim se Chairman Wontumi omujin so obi agim se kotiketwa omujin so obi anim nyansa omujin se ye nyina ye nwan eye ne epe eye eyase jollof ne edi nti MPP for no the way they don't they don't respect the intelligence of their followers no they think that every Ghanaian is stupid. So I'm giving them an assignment. Mudu dwamua mudu stores wa mo MPs 88 agimi for no ye bebusa mo say E-levy na mo force na mo pass na mo ka kire say E-levy no ebe create 11 million jobs no ye pese ehu 11 million jobs no ansa na edi nkomo anam refi mo ka say E-levy no ebe create 11 million jobs. So today we are asking E-levy 11 million jobs no away, and I can show you videos of Sankwasiafo ya telling us to say E-levy will create 11 million jobs. And let me show you E-levy omo ya add nyina maaye.
Why the E-levy? The public sentiment out there is clear. Ghana must collect its taxes to avoid debt accumulation, build our roads, and get our youth to work. That is exactly what the E-levy will be used for: youth employment and entrepreneurship, roads and digital infrastructure, security. What has the government done with our taxes so far? Some of government's flagship initiatives include free SHS, planting for food and jobs, one district, one factory, one village, one dam, one constituency, one ambulance, Napo, medical drone delivery, year of roads, Agenda 111 hospitals, just to mention few. So fellow Ghanaians, let us all play our role as citizens by supporting the E-levy and also by making sure the taxes collected are used for its intended purpose. Hashtag E-levy for development.
This is NPP. Omo ye advert for E-levy. No mama list here. Kwasiafo is omo ko Ghana for go buto omo dey. Ah, mo you see refiana. En kwasiafo mo you see Jimmy, eh? These are some of the things they said. E-levy.
Yeah. For example, this E-levy has been programmed to bring us about $1 billion, about 6.7 or so billion cedis. It's $1 billion. It's equivalent to what if you don't go for this E-levy, you end up going to an IMF fund program to plug your books.
Yeah.
For example, this E-levy has been programmed to bring us about $1 billion, about 6.7 or so billion cedis. It's $1 billion. It's equivalent to what, if you don't go for this E-levy, you end up going to an IMF fund program to plug your books.
Yeah.
For example, E-levy say yankwa or say IMF. Omo pass E-levy say IMF. Kwasiafo. Omo pass E-levy. Esa kwa IMF. Nkwasiafo we said the omo ntiase one cedi NTNT bi da. Ye go press conference. Ye go demonstration. Emwa. Ana mu jisi ye refio hu. Ana mu bugana for ye maamenom ye papa no mu ofie so mo ye nkwasiafo. Mo yehye tie wo parliament e di ajantra fo echinti. They should forget about everything and fools like you are. You think you can manipulate our parents. You can manipulate everyone. Kojo upon Kroma Kwasiampain, this honorable Pono actor we catch say E-levy no say Yampasia, Yabeko IMF. At the end of the day, a Jimmy Four pass E-levy, Esako IMF. These are some of the things they told us. Kwasia we eka E-levy tray.
Issue waba up in the day. And the E-levy yaja Ghana for one betch one. Ghana for one betch one. Ghana for betch one. Mami minimum day, demi E-levy, a yafu won't chebi. A yenny biara niwa obechebi. And this is the analysis I make. Ghana, so what could be a ya poso, you'll be in the whole year, Sikabet Nisima or 70 Ghana cities. E-levy say between, say 300 Ghana cities are a transfer now. The Mexicano in 11 Bordeaux. In the FND, a teacher edge 2,400. And Obia army edge 1,800. And our policeman edge 1,600. Then me pay now ban Uchiamono say every day be in 100 Ghana cities near transfer. Then me levy in Chibi. Because 100 Ghana for 30 days or 3,000. Into them levy we have food Chibi. Obili to make a chem de onya de papa. The yenya to whom much is given, much is expected. And for that reason, I na nyame why na dum yenya be more than 3,000 a day. Let me do there Ghana man ya me more. So I'm put a one kasi with money 3,000 per Ghana ya more. We are the middle income. We are the people in the middle income. No money be so no. I want na why ye in what bomb man or we cannot shirk our responsibility as middle income people and turn around and blame the same government. I mean, the day, see, I so much. Normal, I don't know why I don't know which now. I did so, I don't want to be no, on your high life be near the Kakobo. Or your young Brenton and Ketesia will know you my pedo over crum on internet support. Or your year rules a yepedo over crum on internet support. Or your network a yepedo a big baby or Ghana on internet support. Let me give you the Western region. I, Kobna Ochida Comensa, I am for E-levy. Thank you very much.
You know what 8 years. Obu di attempt catches on pass E-levy. Rural electrification, digital and 11 million jobs. Mumusam say E-levy is the kind of GG and a wing. Kwasiafo and almost some query yantiasie. Almost a bokaguo. Jimmy forward today we are sitting in Ghana and giving them room to speak. And Kwasiafo e bade omo buy ma amem no ho. Omo di E-levy be gu ya ma amem so Kwasiafo. Ya ka say yempe omo so ya nya E-levy ye kwa IMF. Omo di E-levy ni twice we no omo sa di IMF twice so. Omo di IMF twice so John Mahama na buy no be E-levy free o. Say Kwasiafo na muti omo. Say Jimmy for I'm not done. These are the people. This is Kojo Ponkrum. This is Samia Uku.
Also, if you tell me, said the man is evading accountability, where I will struggle to even understand is that he has been vice president, not president. His role as vice president is to assist the president in the discharge of his duties.
But also, I get 33 policies.
Yes.
Or say, I, Bawumia, I. When they say president,
yeah, he has championed.
I have championed 33 policies. It's why can't he champion?
So, and I'm saying, near the man, say onion. And the favor that he got in the eyes of the president. These 33 policies, and streamlining the process now. He's been able to do quite a good job. Now, if the E-levy that you are talking about, it has been passed.
Right.
He's saying that at that time it was to solve a problem. We had come out of COVID. Government needed to mobilize revenue. It's not up to Dr. Bawumia, who has a single voice in cabinet, to say that together with my colleague, the 19 other people, let's say the Momo call left, Menkwame call right. No, you're free principle of cabinet responsibility. Once you see through, decisions are made. If one of it favors you, one of it doesn't favor you, one of the key things in our democracy is that once a decision...
Bawumia got in a cabinet and doesn't say ever pass E-levy. No, we ain't Kwasiafu Bekaje so Bawumia nka. Are these people? These are young liars. So, they have no principle. The same kramai. Dia. These are the same people. Bawumia got in a cabinet. No, pass E-levy. Yes, one can. Na Bawumia na danu haba. Oh, digitization there. Mo fama men. Kwasiafu. How do we trust people like that? These are the things.
Government, in order to keep the country going, had to incur additional expenditures for the free water, the free electricity, the provision of free food. These were unavoidable expenses that government had to make. So the gap, the fiscal impact of what we had to do has been considerable. These are the efforts that we're now making, which are being resisted by the opposition to us, to try and close the gap. It's necessary for us to do so because that is the only way in which some of these matters can be addressed. It's not going to be possible for us in Ghana to continue forever to be dependent on foreign grants and foreign loans to keep our economy going. We ourselves will have to find the money for our development. And that is the reason why it's become necessary for us to introduce these measures like this famous tax, which has caused so much unnecessary, in my view, disputation. But nevertheless, we will continue. I'm determined to persevere, to make sure that we find the means to address some of the issues that you have got. It cannot be done other than through government. Government doesn't have any money on its own. It has money from the taxes of the people.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Thank you for watching. What you done Ekufuado? I buy this car 11 day. Baby made you by 11 million. See the bamu. Ekufuado tonight. Flagstaff House. Ekache say you pass 11 no. Na NDC 4 year the day. Owie no sako IMF. Kwasi 4 years ade we nyina. And Petrol from 17 to 11 cities. They say the one city count near their Nkwasi Akanko for we jano ho. MPP for some way dem demonstration. Omo constituency. Or some share toilet to go omo. There's more. Me meto more play. Me more be brave. Can Ofori-Atta rankasa. Mame fa we count.
What we have to do as a people is to hold government accountable. That if we pay this money, we want to see the direct benefits of the money that we are going to pay. That is the way we should go, and not to resist. We are not prepared to raise monies to help in the building of our infrastructure. Who should come and do it for us? We want good things, but we don't want to pay. And because of politics, and because of love for power, people are saying all kinds of things. Ghana will never be better unless we are prepared to pay taxes and we are prepared to sacrifice to build our country. Otherwise, you will continue at ABC. So, I expect that contractors, government is doing everything possible to pay you, but you continue to work. So the more government tries to pay, the more you also work, and the debt is always there. If E-levy comes, we get our fair share into the road sector. Within a very short time, all outstanding contractors' debts will be paid, and you can work more for this country. You can work more for this country. And we expect you to speak. You are going to be the direct beneficiaries, and every serious government will not joke with contractors. Because the construction industry is where from the unskilled to the skilled. People are employed. If you want money to circulate very well in your country, pay contractors. Pay contractors. The cement seller or the cement dealer will make good sales.
Yes, woman, we munyina. Now, once upon a time, now mo road minister ni amu akwanta. Ono say E-levy no e de be kwan nyina tua contractors. E-levy baako, ade baako mo kan say ye de E-levy no ye de be che bantoa eno nko a. Ade baako nkofo we ankan say E-levy no ye de be dan asamo ato yi ama no eno nko na manka. Omo kan bibia. Oya king as E-levy. Oya house E-levy. Oya say me say ade baako pa omo ntuma kan say E-levy e be ma dan asamo ato ayekese. Anase on sa chinchina. E-levy betuma dani stand na samwa from a chinchina to nipa. And no kwane ade obontumanka. Obia kan kwase asam because no mo pesika na GD. And almost so mo yeden. Me kire me ma me no me papa no mo am Ghana mo ntwen omo ba mo so hwe. Na mo E-levy sika no mo de yeden. Me say tie ma me metime loadu. Me nkofo we adoma kwa ba fi. Okoni krom. Eye koforudua. Time na ye say omunja E-levy no hwentro akotwa kire ma no MPO hwe
magi apon nyina to fama yen mesimuni na yen so E-levy no tase ade ba kuzo awa yan kan se yan twa E-levy no me ekọ World Bank ana se ekọ IMF se ekọ ko jebosia inya ko de na omeka kire na adanko akufo ado se free senior high school mon capture otamwa munyina mo manam ama wie school ama ko school mo nya school go CÁNCER we na mo ti yak school akọ me sere mo bushafo me member of parliament me ni NDC for the parliament there be aya mo hetu mo ho parliament mo NDC for se NDC for no any MPP for no omo parliament no ya nyina ya gitum NDC for no agiatum say E-levy ni ye da bi yom ka tire say ye nyire ho ni pushia ni pass E-levy no ni e pass ya be boy na mom omo de omo ntibi ma be ka tire o man say omo nyintu say omo ka tire o man no mo ba mo so bo ko do omo nya anunti NDC for no crash ya say ene bia isi en kan tem na mo so bo na mom omo ntibi me ka tire mo aponte ye ni omo na ti o yeah, your parliament do so. If you are namfo, edi misramo, me anyintu entia.
Yesu woman o. Yesu babe woman o twinwe. Aboata. Okọ the constituency. De okoka kire omo no. Oh, mum anyintu free SHS nti. E-levy baako, me see ade baako omo ntuma nka ne say E-levy be dan asama from a chinchina to nipa. Eno nkwa omo ntuma nka. Ade baako a omontuma bi omano an kan kire Ghana for say E-levy mutia dan asamo oya chinchina obedane nipa eno ano no enkwasi asamo nko a E-levy be we E-levy be kwan E-levy Yesu beba enkwasi wesu Yesu be wuma no sa kwa we ogina ogimigimi we Yesu bebe wuma akwa we na de na eya wo mu krampo ni say bibi say
we will pass it. Whatever they want to do, we will pass it at the right time. They can't do anything. We are in government. If they claim it will make us unpopular, why wouldn't they stop? Well, they know this is going to transform and change the lives of Ghanaians. They know this is going to reverse the consequences of the COVID. They know this is going to put our fiscal space in the right perspective. And they are afraid that Ghanaians will continue to build their goodwill and confidence in this government. So please, we need a E-levy. And those who are saying that we should reduce it to 1% and go. Boss, if you want something to be reduced to a certain figure, you can't just make that arbitrary statement. You cannot project out of nothing. You should project out of properly done time series analysis with your data points, very convincing. Then we can understand that this is what we have to do.
Yesu umano, ye Jimmy Bruta, Yesu unkwasi wo. Na makatira mu Yesu wu complete nkwase wu hwe videos amebo kire we mu nyina se Yesu wu momo inhia Yesu MP sticker Jimmy Nkwa. We will pass it whether they like it or not. We will pass it mu nyina to wo ema Yesu yeku Yesu se adenti a Yesu wu ya owu ma sticker Yesu ade no wu ya an Yesu de wu ma Bawumia Yesu Ewurade Yankopon Yesu pa na nka so obusaye Yesu ye ne ye wa ha hwe Agric Minister kura kan bi Agric Minister Mickey Mouse kan bi.
Now with the increase trebling of prices on the global market we have to look at the fertilizer situation again. There are two markets in Ghana. The subsidized fertilizer market, which is the planting for food and jobs, which is really meant for smallholder farmers of 3 or 4, 2 hectares at most. And then you have the commercial, the open market, for anybody who can go and buy. These two markets have existed side by side. But because the subsidized fertilizer market was so big, there was very little for the open market. Now, with the price increases on the world market, we are also facing problems with revenue collection in Ghana and everywhere else because international trade has also shrunk. And we get most of our revenues, government revenues, from international trade, import and export. That is why it's become necessary for this government to look for alternative sources of revenue to close the gap, and hence the electronic levy. The opposition is making the electronic levy a big issue. What they don't realize is that it's affecting other areas. So if we are to remove the levy, where are we going to find the money to give subsidies to the farmers? There will be nothing. And now prices have gone up.
Mickey Mouse so eka say E-levy. Ebe me kuafo nye ska. Kwasiafo we and almost omo tiase omo ko demonstration. Kwasiafo omo ni munyansa. De bia meka che Ghana fom so we mu de ade na omo jimi. Omo wie omo didi nkwasese we nyina. We so Mickey Mouse Yesu wuma no. Yesu wuje akwa we nkwa. Yesu awe ewuja amwako wabewu aje amwako ata kwa enkwa. Yesu wababa bewu aje amwako ata enkwa. Weja wawua ama Mickey Mouse waji we mu nkwa. Omo wie na njimi fo omo diko jiri mu parliament. Omo so omo buye kuye. Omo pass E-levy. about parliament, number book of war, and I'm pass E-levy. And then Kwasiafo is a Petrol and I was 11, I was 17. Omuja Petrol was 17, John Mahama they about 11. Yeah, the one city to so near the Tian Kwasiakana almost Montiasi, Omuko Jum. Monjun Songu Kurabe Muncha Omo, Kwasiafo, gig.